This is a great town. It's very tight. Everybody knows everybody. Works very well. I think there was some issues when I arrived here some time ago, which we've worked through. There's a lot going on, and it was quite a challenge, and there's more challenges coming down the road with the Main Street revitalization, the replacement of the water main on Main Street, and the new company that's coming to town, Fuchs North America. You know, I think the biggest thing is that we're very close to starting the water main replacement project, which is going to be about $3.5 million, and we'll be installing a brand new 12-inch water main along Main Street from right about the railroad tracks down near Joseph A. Bank to the railroad tracks on the other side of the 482 intersection. Also, the planning process for the downtown revitalization, which is the state highway project, $20 million project, is at about 85% planning. So that's almost ready to go. That's going to kick off spring of 2016, so just about 2 years from now, they'll be putting shovels in the ground. And then probably the last biggest thing is that we successfully convinced the Fuchs North America folks to build a brand new plant here in Hampstead. It's going to be 250,000 square feet, and they're going to be bringing 160 jobs to Hampstead, so that's pretty exciting. And you know, keep in mind that this was all a team effort. I mean, we all participated in it from the mayor right on down. So it was a collaborative effort with all those things, and that will continue on. My successor will continue to work those projects. I think it's reestablishing the good relationship between the town hall, the town office, and the businesses here in town, particularly the Main Street merchants and the residents. Things were not going great, and we've repaired that, and I think everyone is all on the same sheet of music now. So I'm very proud of that we accomplished that, and I hope that continues on too after I leave. One of the things that we had talked about, particularly the town managers and probably police chiefs and mayors and so forth, is that we all have experienced crazy things that happen. And my biggest crazy thing was when I first started as a town manager in the town of Rockland, Mass, which is 17 miles outside the city of Boston. And I was probably my second week on the job, I get a phone call from a gentleman who will remain nameless, who was very well known in the community, and in his day he was what you would call one of the shakers and movers in town. And he said to me, "Mr. Plant, we need you to send the public works guys up to my house." And I said, "Okay, what's going on?" He said, "Well, we have a bee's nest in the eaves of the house." And I explained to him, I said, "Gee, you know, that's not something we do. You'll have to get a hold of an exterminator and whatnot." And he said, "Well, you don't understand." And I said, "What don't I understand?" And he said, "Well, there used to be a house next door to me, and the house was abandoned, and the town took it for non-payment of taxes." I said, "Okay." And he said, "Eventually the town condemned the house, and they tore it down." I said, "Okay." And he said, "Well," he said, "there were bees in that house, and when they tore the house down, the bees moved from that house to my house. And so as far as I'm concerned, those are town bees, and you're responsible to come get rid of them." So needless to say, after some conversation, I finally convinced him that it was not the town's responsibility to remove the bees. So that was probably the craziest thing that ever happened to me. And the second little anecdote that I do have happened here recently. We have a new young lady, Christy, who was hired as the executive assistant to myself and the mayor. She's never worked in the private sector before, the public sector before. She's only worked in the private sector. She got a phone call one day. She answered the phone, and a gentleman said to her, "Ma'am, there's a dead squirrel in the road in front of my house." And she said, "Yeah." And he said, "I wish you would send somebody from the highway down to remove that squirrel, please." He seemed to think that it was the town's responsibility to remove that squirrel, and she just couldn't get over it. So those are just two quick stories, and I could probably go on and on. But we're leaving with mixed emotions. I mean, we're moving home. It's in fact, the town where we're going is the next town from where my wife grew up. So it's a real homecoming for her. I'll be fairly close to my family in Massachusetts. But we made a lot of friends here. We had some great times here. It's a lovely area. We enjoy going over to Ocean City for the convention every June. So yeah, we'll miss it. But I am looking forward to getting back and watching the Red Sox every night and not having to watch the Orioles. So we are looking forward to that. But yeah, it'll be a little sad. I think most importantly is I wanted to thank the residents and the business people in Hampstead for being so cooperative and easy to get along with and understanding. And it's been a total team effort. The council, mayor have all gotten along very, very well. And most importantly, I want to thank the employees here at the town. The public works guys who don't get enough credit, they absolutely bust their butts, particularly during the winter when it's plowing season and fixing the leaks on cold days, the water leaks. The staff here in the office, Lorena, Cheryl and Christie, and the folks up the police department, Chief Meekins and his crew, and a shout out also to the folks over at the county. We've worked very well with the staff over at Carroll County, and so it's been a team effort, and I want to thank everybody. So that's it, and we're ready to head north.